Saturday night was looking beautiful. I went to bed. I said, my fantasy team is really, really looking promising this weekend. 895 points, about 5 or 6 players to go with the captaincy pick still up in the air. Oh, beautiful Ponga. You absolute spud. What I have I have never in my life gotten up, turned the TV off at halftime and not wanted to watch a game due to fantasy. I got up, I went down the road and I started shooting hoops and playing basketball. I came back with like 20 minutes to go and I did this thing where I was like, you kind of hide the score from the TV screen. I slowly peeled it back and I'm like, surely I'm just going to see Knights on 10 points or 8 points. Zero still. One of the worst performances I've seen in a team that has actual good players. Bradman Best, Ponga, Gagai when he's on, Fletcher Sharp been playing great. Tigers came out and just shoved it straight to him. They were knocking the ball on. It was pathetic. One of the worst, if not the worst, captaincy picks I've done this week. If Ponga just got even a 50 or 60, I would have been happy. But a 21, a 23? Immediate rage trade. You are going to see this segment at the start of the videos a lot because this is the part where if you're hearing something like this, it's a rage trade segment. I don't care if the Knights are versing the Eels, and then the Eels. I'm trading him out. Pappy or Teddy is coming in, likely Pappy, but it was awful. Let's take a look at the team. I think we finished with a 1-1-5-7, obviously pending updates, but that, you got to take the good with the bad in the fantasy. The biggest kick in the guts here is the money drop, the break even, sitting at 156. It's going to be rough to see what he goes down to. I don't even want to do the calculations because that's rough enough. Had Cleary as my VC. Obviously can't loop that. That was unfortunate. We had a bit of nice other things. Tamale was a bit of a letdown. I'm not sure if this has been updated yet. The shining gun was Egan. I traded in Kant and Egan. I ended up pulling away from that trade I said, which was nice. That was good. I would have been much better just boosting Ponga to Pappy, but I just believed in Ponga. I didn't want to sell someone who's a green light playing at home against a team that can leak a lot of points, and it backfired. That's just what it is. Anyway, let's get into your round 6 recap. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more from myself about NRL Supercoach. Our rank currently 664. I wouldn't be surprised if I go somewhere to like 10,000 after this, but we'll have to wait and see. Possibly even more. A horrible, horrible, horrible week. Everything else looking good though, so Ponga's going to have to go. Let's get into the recap. I watched every single game, so I don't know if that says that I don't really have a life at the moment, but I do have a newborn, so that's an excuse. Dolphins versus the Panthers. Whoa, did Panthers look way off. Cleary just trying his absolute best yet again to just carry this team, and it's just not happening. Hammer. 124 points, absolutely huge. Avarillo, don't read into that too much. Farnworth is with a 78 in a game like this with 30 points on the board from Dolphins is mostly not what you want to see. You want to see him, push the 100 mark. So you still won't go there, but they are playing much better footy. Platt with the 50 is quite underwhelming as well. If you did go to Platt because of he's gone back to lock and you having him at hooker, I just think Watson is the pick at hooker if you are looking at upgrading your hookers, or Harry Grant with the run that the Storm have. But yeah, nothing much else to talk about with the Dolphins there. I'm going to try and run through this recap as quickly as possible, but I also want to be as descriptive as possible. Lindsay Smith is just producing numbers. Boys, FRF, front row forwards are just doing their work and actually just keeping my brain sane in this Supercoach meta at the moment. I shouldn't say meta gaming term, but the concurrent things that are going around is that your FRF and 2RFs are really, really stable, and everything else can be so up and down. Jenkins with the 47, Casey McLean with the 64. No matter what Casey McLean does in a game, whether it's stupid or good, he seems to still be plugging numbers in. He's someone that we actually have to watch now. Panthers, I think, have Roosters next. I could be completely wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. We'll check. We can check that later anyway. Blaze, yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, in a game like this, pretty good. Not gonna lie. Does he retain his position? Most probably not. Just gonna have to wait and see. Nothing much really else there for the Panthers and the Dolphins, to be honest with you. Yeah, don't read into anything else. Dylan Edwards is 60. Not bad, but someone you're not going to go to. He's not the go-to fullback at the moment. And, I mean, if Teddy goes on a nice run, you could see him picked for Origin, but I highly doubt it. Dragons 38, Titans 16. What you saw this game, if you did watch it, is that the game plan was to use Gutho as a big decoy a lot of the times. You kind of saw them pretending to go to Gutho, then using the other parts of the Dragons side. Egan was the big shining light here. I think if, obviously pending his injury status with the hyperextension to his elbow, if he is good to go, I think he will be a must-have, because just the way he plays, he's a workhorse. He's kind of got that Hubner-esque to him, but just on a team that's propelling a bit more. Also, Thomas Kant sort of esque as well, but just seems like people were saying he's going to be the slow burn out of them. He could be the fast burn now, so you might have to get on. Fafita was everywhere, literally carrying the Titans this game. Campbell with an 83 is absolutely massive in a game where they just leaked 38 points. If you are a Campbell owner and you did hold, this is really encouraging to see, because Titans are going to be playing better footy. They just need to fix up a few things, and you're going to see more points come his way. Valentine Holmes with the 97 is really, really nice to see. If you're owning him now, or you just held on him, or you just grabbed him, it's a really nice pickup. I think we're starting to see them gel a lot more, the Dragons. I don't think they're a top 4 team, obviously, but I think they definitely have a chance of making the top 8. They're not a bad team whatsoever. I just worry about like their halves combination and how much they really do for them. It's more everything is based around like Gutho. But yeah, they're doing completely fine. Couchman 82 is huge. Obviously inflated points here with the scoreline. Don't read into it. Tupelotu, if you have him, you're absolutely cheering as well. 95 is absolutely huge. You just want to maybe take a gamble that when they do come into their harder games, maybe you do fade off him. If he doesn't get these tries and get these points that, you know, give him these 90s, these 80s, that's when you could veer off and say, thank you very much. You started great. Let me go to a gun now. Brimson 73 is really nice if you held as well. I'm not really going to talk about anything much else. Fermor with another like lowish score, not really good there, but obviously he played in the centers if you didn't know. Hamish Stewart 38, nothing amazing. That's all for the Dragons and Titans. Honestly, very, very well done to the Dragons. Broncos versus Roosters. I crap you not. I went to put Roosters 1-12 on. Straight bet, was going to do about $50 on it, and the game had started. So I was a bit annoyed about that, but I did get another win back, so that's completely fine. Haas 83, huge. Maybe this week I should have just captained an FRF. I don't know what Terrell May got exactly, but maybe I should have just gone that route. But Haas 83, just absolutely doing numbers. Reece Walsh 69. Yep. I mean, I can't really talk about him being bad now after this Ponga play. But yeah, Tedesco 91 just seems to be getting Supercoach points and not doing it, like not scoring doubles, not doing a huge amount in terms of just breaking lines and all of this type of stuff. He's just plugging away and kind of being like a silent assassin. So someone who I'm really looking forward to grabbing. So my play this week is possibly, I'm definitely boosting. We'll talk about that later, but it involves Hines, Ponga, and Iongi, and it might be something bellissimo. Arthur's 44. I would say it's his time to go now. If you've held on him like me, I'll be getting rid of him this week if I can. Depending who they're up against, we need to look at that, but the break even should be a bit higher than what he usually gets, so it's coming to that sort of point where you're going to be losing a bit of money on him now. Stag's a bit underwhelming. Let's talk about Connor Watson. Very nice to see a 78. Crichton 76, good to see, with some couple of like errors and like penalties against him as well. Sandon Smith just keeps producing. Wong, bit of an average trade if you went there. Obviously, I'd say hold tight because the Roosters are gaining some form and this was a massive win for them. Naf White, I'd be looking at getting rid of him too now. Radley came back in, but nothing much. Savala at 20. So if you did go Savala and you took a gamble, unfortunate there, but just hold, play it safe. Could be, I'm just throwing it out there. It could be one of the things where you just have Cleary and Savala or someone really cheap, or Cleary and Sandon Smith, and you just facilitate your money somewhere else. That's what I'm looking at doing as well. But even Ben Hunt to get 21 is pretty crazy. Nothing else there. Goz 41. I think he got sin bin. Was it Goz? I could be wrong on that, so don't read too much into that, but you should be looking at getting rid of him. Jaden Hunt was very big this game as well. Let's go to the next game, but Broncos losing at home at Suncorp Stadium, 16 points to 26. Sharks versus the Sea Eagles. If Ponga didn't play like this, I mean, Nicholas Hines is the luckiest person in the world. Because I'm telling you right now, if you little sneaky sucker, if you were in the front line, I would be absolutely rage trading you and talking shit on you, but Ponga's taking your spot. But if I could afford 2 spots on Mountain, it would be Nicholas Hines and Kalen Ponga. Sharks somehow we expected them to win this. I expected them to win this a bit more comfortably, to be honest with you. AFB with the 46, that's really underwhelming in a game like this. Came off at towards like 7 minutes to go, clutching at his groin, so could be an injury there. Just watch out, pay attention for that. Harodi, I think a must-have in now, taking a spot of Kyle Eros. Ero should be due back in about 2 to 4 rounds. So I still think he can make you money. Is it worth it? Most probably, with the Sharks run that's coming up. So look into Harodi if you can. I'm glad I didn't go Garrick to Harodi this week, because Garrick, I thought Garrick was going to put up a 30 to 40 this week. He puts up a 77, so you're kind of happy with that. You don't move him on, I don't think. Cherry Evans, 72. There is plausibility in saying, is he the second halfback? The problem is of their draw and what they're coming and looking into. So it might be a bit too late for that. Falalo, is that how you say his name? Sorry, it's Clayton, I think, from memory. That could be completely wrong. It is Clayton. Yeah. Nice game. Keep your tabs on him. He could be someone you definitely go to. Cooler obviously didn't have the game like he did last week, but still very, very nice. I think Bullymore has to play earlier in the game. He's such a good player for Manly. I really don't like him coming off the bench. I just think he should be playing at the start. Ola with a 43, you don't like to see that if you've got him. Nothing really much there for the Eagles that you'd be looking at Supercoach wise. Nothing much here. Ramian 42, not that good either. And Nickera 40. That's what you're seeing without him getting, these double tries. Trindle was just everywhere at the start and still only gets a 48, so you can't really go to him. Sharks are just awful at the moment for Supercoach scoring. It's really weird. I'm kind of very much so off them. But I think we have to now sit on Hines with the Hughes injury and his score today in the Storm and Warriors game. The only thing I could see doing is if you still have Sandon Smith, can you get rid of Hines? Then go and get a hooker. I don't see value in that. I'm just going to keep it as is. The problem you have is, like me, is if you have Connor Watson and you have Sandon Smith in your hooker positions, they are coming up with a bye. So you got to prep up for that, because you don't want two missing players in a position that can only have two players there, basically. Next, we go to Rabbitohs versus Cowboys. And I have to applaud the Rabbitohs here, being a Cowboys fan. Very, very impressive just to even stick that close. If you sold Purdue, you are now just absolutely saying, I'm an idiot. Very unfortunate if you have 111 points. I think he was my highest scoring Supercoach player. That is absolutely insane. Had him on the starting field. Very nice. Robson with an 84, which is great. Drinkwater just seems to not be getting a high ceiling in these games where they're scoring a lot of points. It's very weird. I wouldn't go to Drinkwater. I don't think he's the play. Even though he was in my pods video, I just expected this to be like an 85 plus, which it wasn't. Jai Gray and Jai Arrow. Wow. Very nice to see, especially with Arrow. Congrats to him having the birth of his first child. Gray is just doing really well at fullback. Not a play, but still very, very good. Latrell Mitchell is very impressive in the halves. A 67 from him going there is very, very impressive, because you could just possibly hold now and not be too mad about it. I think if you've got him in, you just hold, wait for him to go to fullback and go from there. Hubner comes off really early at the start, was really, really weird interchange, and then comes back on due to a HIA. And even when Hubner came off, he was like, why am I being taken off? I was really surprised by that. Mamuzelis, 46. It's okay. I traded Mamuzelis just to free up some cash and get Watson in the hooker so I could get Egan and Kant in. I'm very, very happy with that, so I'm not worried. Nothing much else there. I would say if you have any of the players underneath that, maybe look at getting rid of them. Anything else here for the Cowboys? Dearden 54, like cool, nothing much. Talaga, always say his name wrong. Talagi, I think it is. I always pronounce it incorrectly, but I did say Purdue and Talagi. Just going to be much better on this left side, much stronger on this left side as a Cowboys squad. That's what you're seeing. McIntyre, that's inflated points there. Don't read into that too much. Nothing else there for the Cowboys. Cowboys going up 24-16. Okay, this is a game where we just thought, is it going to be close or are Raiders going to dominate? And I think what we saw, and one thing I saw, was at halftime when the Parramatta Eels came off, literally half the team had looked like they've played an 80-minute game. This was a fitness test, and Canberra Raiders just won in every area. Corey Horse, I had him as reserve. I took it off. It was a very dumb decision, and he sat off for 30 minutes straight. Praise the Lords, because if he didn't, he would have got an easy 100. It's absolutely insane. If you held on to Starling, well done, because it was a good hold into the Eels. Hudson Young, I did speak about trading him in. I didn't do it. I don't really... do I regret it? Yes and no, because I would have traded out Garrick to do it, and my 2RF is so stacked, so most probably not. Joe Tapp, 103 as well. Really good if you've got him there. It's just the year of the 2RFs and FRFs, it feels like. Hopgood, 42. Get him out of your team ASAP. If he's not out of your team now, something is wrong. But if he is, get him out. Rage trade insanely fast. Dylan Brown gets the gets the try, not the only try, and still only gets a 44. So we can't really even go to Dylan Brown at half over Hines. I just think you're holding on to Hines no matter what, and holding on for dear life. Katoga, really nice, but in a 2-hour position that's stacked. 53, you're not really going in for him. Smith, 34. If you went that way for this hooker grab, it's looking pretty unfortunate at the moment, but maybe just stick with it and see where it goes. Nothing much else there. Adokar, 48, but does get the try, so that's a bit inflated. Penasini, nah. Ethan Strange, 94. Keep tabs on this. Very, very good player. Very electric. Very touch footy style. Very good at stepping. Did an absolutely crazy left foot step. Kind of reminded me of like the Benji Marshall, Kalen Ponga. Absolutely burnt them. But Nicholson with the 69, had him as my reserve. Horse, 68. Nothing else much here. Savage with the 53, which is a bit weird in a 50-point game. You expect a lot more. The biggest was Tamale. You really, really expected more in a 50-point game from a winger. That's really disappointing to see, and it hurts. But you can't really predict that. It just is what it is. That's the Raiders going up 50-12 against the Eels. Storm 42-14 against the Warriors. Bittersweet win because if you were a person that went like Hines to Hughes, it hurt you really hard. Hughes with a 16 and comes off, I think, with a shoulder injury. Biggest news here is if you're a PAP owner, you're absolutely loving it. If you're a Coates owner, you're absolutely loving it. But PAP is just the king with Gutho. I think it's just Pap, Gutho, Teddy. It's feeling like they're the three that you want at the moment. King, good. Grant with an 83. That's what we want to start seeing. This could be the time where you look at getting Grant in, I think. Break even is going to be low. I think this is when he's going to be at his basement price. If you got him this week, well done. Munster 51. Maybe expect a much more Supercoach wise from when it's 42 points. But if Hughes is out, expect more to go to Munster now. So that's something we need to wait on. Nothing else much here. Grant Anderson 72 was in my pods video. That's very nice to see. Had a negative break even as well. So you're making some nice money there. For the Warriors, boy, Metcalf snags a late try. We call it a junk try. And keeps you feeling okay about yourself because he was due for a very, very bad score. Aaron Clark, nice. Berry, late try too. Nothing much else there for the Warriors. Nickel Kulstad goes off with an injury, and so did Fisher Harris. Tuapiki, glad I traded him when I did because it's just gone to crap. But yeah, nothing much else there. Storm go up 42-14. The game that I don't want to talk about but have to talk about. Callum Ponga, 21 points. West Tigers go up 20-4 at Knights home ground. Galvin is just proving to be a very consistent 5'8". I'm very, very happy with him. Don't need to move him. No, don't need to do anything with that. I would have loved to have captained Terrell May. Bloody hell, that would have been nice. That would have swung me to about 1250, 1300, to be honest with you. But he's still producing, plugging in the points, which is what we love to see. Toa doing God's work. The right side of the Tigers looked really, really good this game. And the thing about this game is it felt like Knights had no game plan and Tigers had a game plan. And once the right side started clicking, boy, oh boy, did they just keep going back there. And Buller, Toa, Taruva just started dominating. Dewey, 47 for scoring a try and getting all those kicks. Something that you still need to monitor and be scared of there because that's a very low score for someone getting a try and actually being the goal kicker for the team. Can't 56, love to see it in a game like this. Bradman Best, okay. Marzu getting a 52 also, I think is very, very nice. I actually didn't think his score would be that high, but that's very nice to see. So you could most really hold on to him. Brayley, cool. There's a lot of chop and change in this team that I don't like. I wouldn't even have minded seeing Ponga in the halves this week with the injuries they have and maybe, shuffling Sharp back or something. I don't know. Just felt like a lot of times they weren't even going Ponga's way. The fifth tackle was like going to some rando that's not even supposed to be touching the ball. Crossland with 13 points. Geez. It's honestly a shit show at the Knights, and Parramatta Eels are honestly there with them, but it is what it is. Tigers go up 20-14. Electric halves combo. Luai and Galvin just look incredible together. I think there's a lot of promise with this West Tigers team, and it's really good to see. Seyfarth, you're definitely looking at getting rid of him too, I would say, this week. Take your cash, run, go up or down. You can go to Kant or Egan there. Just wait on the team list. And that is it. That is your round 6 recap, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this. Looking at my team, What I'll be looking at doing this week, with round 7 coming into play, we've got Bulldogs versus South, Manly versus St. George first, which Garrick will be nice to see here. Hopefully he does some work. Dolphins Melbourne at Suncorp, New Zealand Broncos, Sydney Panthers, Gold Coast Canberra, Newcastle versus Sharks, Ponga's gone, don't care. West Tigers versus Para. Whoa. Okay, so get ready for possible Terrell May captain or Galvin captain. I'll have to sit on that one. Might be a Terrell May action here. So I am going to be doing, I would definitely say Ponga to Teddy or Paps. I would say it's Paps just because of the draw that's coming through. Dolphins are playing really, really good footy at the moment. But we will do like a captain's video, trade talk and everything in the upcoming week. So get ready for that. I don't want to go into this too much, but yeah, good luck with your updates. Good luck with your team. Trades video, captain's video will be coming out after team list or on team list day on Tuesday. So get prepped for that. Subscribe, comment below. And let me know what score you got, what you're thinking, who you're hating in your team, and who you're absolutely loving, and some of the moves you made. Good luck, and see you on the next one. And thanks for watching the Rage Traders. Peace.